I'm Deborah Almeida, a journalism student here at Northeastern University. Northeastern is one of the many colleges across the country with a group of students dedicated to making their administration pledge to protect undocumented students and workers as a designated sanctuary campus. Sanctuary campus works similarly to a sanctuary city, where a university chooses to not comply with or provide immigration status information to Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE for short. President Trump has threatened to pursue actions against sanctuary cities, so what does that mean for sanctuary campuses, and what does Northeastern's community think of the whole situation? I spoke to some students and professors across campus to get a better idea of where the university is headed.
Yeah, so the idea, there's actually, it's a family of terms, so cities interpret it differently.
Yeah.
The most general meaning is just that the civil institutions within a particular institution won't comply with ICE, with the Immigration and Customs Enforcement, unless there's a warrant.
Yeah.
And the idea is that if you're going to do mass deportations, the only way you can do that is with, there are only several thousand ICE agents, and you would need tens of thousands of police agents to arrest people, to process them, to begin deportation proceedings against them. It would just mean that the Northeastern police wouldn't, serve warrants for ICE unless they had a warrant for themselves, and they would have to check in with the Northeastern Security Office, and we wouldn't release certain information for students. So the term is a little bit misleading. So it's not like we're going to violate the law. We're going to make sure students who are here, who are undocumented, can't be, arrested by ICE. So it's actually not that strong of a term. It has become very politically charged in the recent climate because, of course, the current administration has said they're going to take a stand against anyone who claims to be a sanctuary city. It's not clear that they can legally. It's not clear what they could do. In terms of cities, it's even less clear what they could do in terms of campuses because our federal aid, largely is block grants and Pell grants and goes to students. And any aid or any financing that we get from the federal government, they can't just take it away because they don't like what we do. It has to be sort of written into the way the funding works. So in a certain sense, there's not much at stake, except for this symbolic import. So a lot of campuses came out and said, well, we're going to be sanctuary campuses, we're going to defy the administration. And what it effectively was messaging was, we're going to be in solidarity with the people who are being sort of picked on by the current administration and these really vulnerable classes of people who have very vulnerable legal statuses.
Well, the biggest reason I think that Northeastern should become a sanctuary campus is because undocumented students are part of our communities. We need to provide a space for students to feel as though they are welcome, that this is their country, and that they have every right to be in the school just like I do, just like you do, just like any other student in the classroom does. It's so personal. It's because that could easily be me. You don't know the stories behind the people, why they left the country that they did, or why they got to a point where they felt they needed to do that, or why they're here without proper documents. And I think it's really important to tell that story and to...
Yeah, so as far as the sanctuary city, I disagree with it. And I disagree with sanctuary cities, sanctuary towns, sanctuary states. I disagree with sanctuary anything, basically. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't see Trump coming after them. One. But, it's one of those hard things. I don't think so, because at the, like you said, we have 2025. At the end of the day, if the federal government says this, I would like to see it argued. I'd like to see the states come, make a joint case, argue it in court. That would be the right avenue, rather than saying, what we're going to do is we're just going to hide people. I'd like it to be resolved the legal way. But at the end of the day, the federal government, it's clearly written in the Constitution, has so much power over immigration that all you're doing is committing an illegal act. And for me, there has to be some sort of resolution. I wouldn't want to see somewhere lose federal funding, but if that's what it takes, possibly.
I'm not sure it's the battle to be fighting, because I'm not sure how much that will... in terms of helping the most vulnerable members of our community, what's the best we could do? And I think we ought to be pushing the university administration to do the most it can for students, for staff, for faculty, in ways that would robustly make them feel like they were protected and that they were welcomed and that we were going to protect them as if they were a member of our family.